a lot of people are really asking why, what's this real sense of urgency that the parents have, and why are we doing talking about such extreme things like boycott? And it's unfortunate because people don't realize that we've really been fighting this fight. This is really the 6th year. And we made a lot of mistakes in order to get where we at right now. So 6 years ago, we were going to every single board meeting talking about what we need to do to be able to get a quality education for our children. Just a basic fundamental human right. And so what we end up doing is spending 2 years hollering at the superintendent, the school board, complaining about everything, and made no progress whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, we found out that there were laws in place. Section 100.11 of the state education law, Section 1118 of the federal law, ESEA. We found out, wow, these laws gives us the right to have school-based planning, shared decision making. They give us the right to be able to make decisions about the Title I budget and what was going on in our classrooms and our buildings. And so we went from 0 to all of a sudden after that 2-year period, we was able to bring the state government here and the federal government here, and we was able to get a parent room in every school. When we first started, they would stop us at the door and said, you can't even go in the building without an appointment. By the time we learned the law, we was able to get a parent room in every school. We was able to get a paid parent facilitator in every school. We was able to become part of a school-based management team in every single Buffalo public school, which interesting enough was the law. They should have had it all the whole time. And then we found out that they were just not following the law. And so we were able to make significant progress over the last 2 years. Then we get all of that progress, and then what do you end up with? We're still not getting the academic achievement that we're looking for. You get some small increases, because we did turn it around and go the right direction. But when we started off, we were talking about only 25% of our kids was reading on grade level. Only 30% of our kids were doing math on grade level. So we made progress. We went from 25% on reading on grade level to 45%. We went from 30% on math to like 63%. So it was a significant improvement, but still, you still almost talk about half your kids that are not doing math and reading on grade level. So what we found is that those same laws that was helping us, there are laws that became barriers. So now, if you got laws like 3020A, which basically says that no matter how bad a teacher is, you have to keep them. All teachers are basically the same, so you got to keep all even bad teachers. You got the Triborough Amendment of the Taylor Law, which essentially says that the teachers, once they come up with a contract, they don't even have to negotiate a new contract, even if it's not in the best interest of students or achieving the district's mission. So now those same things that benefited us now are working against us. And the only way we can change those things is we have to have a critical mass of people come together and say that these laws need to be changed. But what's the problem? The same state legislature that can help us now are supported by those interest groups that protect them independent of their ability to adequately educate students. Why would we guarantee people job security if you have 50% of the kids failing? In the case of the Black and Hispanic community, you got 75% of the kids failing, and people want guaranteed job security. I don't understand that no kind of way, no how. So where we at in space and time right now is that unless we can convince the state legislature, unless we can get a critical mass of parents to say, listen, just like the teachers were able to effectively show their power because they did a strike 1947, 1976, 2001, and they shut down the system. And every single time they did that, when they shut down the system responded to them and gave in to their demands. So here we are. We've been fighting since 2006. We down in 2011, and the system has not responded to give in to our demand that every one of our children get a quality education. So why would we not? We have to think about this the exact same way that the teachers thought about it. They have been successful. If you go back to when they started in 1947, they had no power. Now they're the most powerful union in the state. Why are they the most powerful union in the state? Because of their unity, their commitment to shut down the system if they don't get what they want. So if we as parents don't have the courage to say, okay, we will not tolerate our children having 75% dropout rates, and we're willing to shut down the system unless it fixes itself, unless we work to get it fixed, nobody will take us seriously. So on May 3rd, we have said to all the education decision makers, listen, just like you love your children, we love our children. We need you to make decisions about our children like you make decisions about your children. And so here's the decision we're asking you to make. We're saying, does the education system work? Do it work, yes or no? Because all the statistics say it don't work. The superintendent say it don't work. The superintendent get paid $223,000 a year to give us an assessment on whether education works or not. He says it is broke and it cannot work. So why in anybody's right mind would they expect parents to send their children to a school where everybody know it don't work. We actually have the audacity to have legislators who say, I would never send my children to Buffalo Public Schools. We have school board members who want to send their children to Buffalo Public Schools. How do you make decisions about the school and you won't even send your children there? We got teachers who teach in the school who won't send their kids to the school. Can you believe this? So we're saying, okay, since everybody get it but us, we get it. We accept that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all won't send y'all children to the school, good. We won't send ours either. So y'all can go teach nobody and see if that it's pay $1 billion to teach nobody. Because what we want for our children is what everybody else wants for their children. So on May 3rd, if they can't give us an adequate answer on what they're going to do to make our children's education the same quality as everybody's around us, because every district around us got over a 70% graduation rate. Only us, only Buffalo, no. All 97 school districts around us got a high graduation rate except us. No, we're not going to participate in that way. So we're saying on May 3rd, if we can't get an acceptable answer, on May 16th, we will have to, and the life of our children depends on it. The life of our children depends on our ability to say, we will not participate in something that is killing our children, literally. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So, you know, the real question is, I don't really get it when people ask us the question, why will we keep our kids home? I mean, I really think, if you're really talking about it in the real way, you could actually hold us as parents accountable for educational neglect by sending our children to a school that we know is going to fail. We know it in advance. So if we say that, okay, we got a committed pastor in this community who says, I'm willing to, if we can do Sunday school, we can do Monday school. And I'm willing to join you in your efforts to be able to make sure all of our children get a quality education. So as responsible parents, if we know in advance that the system is broke, it's not going to work. We know that when we send our kids to school at the beginning of the year, 75% of them is not going to graduate, and we get people saying, we can do better than that by ourselves. The responsible thing for us to do is to say, let's go with everybody who's willing to commit to getting a better quality education. So if that's the pastors of our local churches, that's our local businesses, our community groups, we all saying that we can do bad by ourselves. So let's come together and do better than we're doing. That's the only responsible thing you can expect us to do as parents, and that's what we're going to do. So we can't sit around and let our children continue to die because we don't act as parents. So on May 16th, we have to show that we're willing to shut the whole system down if the system is not willing to do what it's not been able to do since it came into existence. It has never been able to figure out a way to educate urban students. And so now we are willing as parents to come to the table and figure out how to do it. But first we have to show as parents that we can shut the whole thing down, just like the teachers showed that they can shut the whole thing down. And after that, we're willing to come to the table with some solutions. We got some ideas on solutions, and I'll talk with you about that at another time.